Well, home is the place for laziness, craziness, and playfulness. And yet, is that safe place where I feel protected, the place where I really want to be. Coming back from home when I turned 8 years old, my mom came to me and said, Mijo, we're going to go to downtown today and we're going to get your birthday gift. I was so excited. You just never knew what to get in downtown, a city of 2 million people at the late 70s in Colombia, in South America. It was always a trip. So Mom and I went out. We got on the bus, this beautiful, colorful bus. As soon as we got on it, we paid our fare. And just getting into that bus, it was a place that was so crowded. It was so many people in there that we're trying to navigate through people of all sizes. In the midst of that, the bus stopped and we were just holding on to ourselves, and they would run again, and we're kind of hanging on for our lives. And then we got to downtown, and coming out of the bus, there was this avalanche that came over me right away. And it was stores and people yelling and screaming, offering their products, and robbers that were actually paying attention to see who had what. And in the midst of all that, when I thought I was losing myself, my mom just grabbed me by the hand, just pulled me out of that avalanche and said, Mijo, come on. We're going to get your birthday gift. You're going to get new shoes. So we walked over and we got new shoes, which was a relief because the ones I had actually had big holes in the bottom, and the cardboard was already getting too wet. So we got on and got the shoes, a little tight, but it was all good. We got to a point where it was time to get back home. So we got on a bus. Again, this was not as busy as the first one. And about third way down, my mom said, Mijo, I just remember I need to run some errands. Do you remember your way back home? To tell the truth, I was freaking out inside. I was so scared. But Mom somehow trusted that I knew the way. So I took some courage and said, yes, Mom, I think I remember. So she said, yeah, just keep going. And when you see the traffic light, remember, you just get off the bus and just cross the street. So she left, and then I continued on the bus, and I was paying attention. I was looking through the windows and just making sure that I got on the right stop. Then the bus driver at some point turned around and said, is anybody going straight ahead on this road? I didn't say anything. I mean, I thought the route was the route. Since no one answered, he turned around and went over and did a U-turn from the route. Inside, I was still wondering what was going to happen until we got to this one big tree, and the bus driver said, okay, everybody, get out, get out. As soon as I stepped out of the bus, I was so afraid that something pretty much was coming my way. This field with all this grass that was taller than me, I had no idea what was going to happen. So I remember my mom's voice when she trusted me and said, you'll get the way home. So I started walking because I knew that I had seen enough from my friends, some of them being taken by military guerrillas to be part of their teams. Some others actually being taken by gangs and their organs actually being sold. Some others that were actually being taken by other groups, traffickers that will actually use them as just to transport their goods. So that was not going to be anything of a choice. I kept walking, and I got to this bridge that I somehow kind of remember. And after the bridge, there was this brick wall, which was the cemetery that we used to visit. And when I saw the cemetery, that place of death was now a place of hope. And more seemed to come to mind. It seemed a little bit more familiar. And as I walked, then the smell of chlorine came because the community pool was just nearby. I remember visiting there a few times. So it seems like more and more I was getting back to the place, and a little bit more, a few more steps. And then I heard all this sounds of horns and cars and a traffic light, and then a restaurant that was just really close to home. So I almost run to get to that corner. And when I turned around, there was my mom. And there she was with this face just looking at me. And I just looked at her and she said, "Mijo, where were you? Where were you?" And she embraced me. And when she embraced me, it seemed like tears really wanted to come out of my eyes. And I wanted to say something, but I couldn't. I couldn't. But through all the craziness and the laziness and the playfulness, I knew deep inside that I was safe because the place I wanted to be was home. Thank you.